Once upon a time, in the heart of a picturesque rural area, there lived a simple, cheerful man. He was known far and wide for his generosity. This man was a farmer, deeply in love with his land, his farm, and above all, his only daughter. One day, after a long and tough day, he managed to slaughter one of his bulls. The smile on his face was wider than ever. Brimming with joy, he turned to his daughter and said, "Let's feast this evening. Invite our relatives, friends, and neighbors for a banquet." Now, his daughter was a clever young woman. She saw her father's happiness but had a better idea in mind. She wanted to test the authenticity of their so-called well-wishers. Instead of sending out invitations, she decided to cry for help. She ran into the streets, screaming, "Help! There's a fire in my father's house!" The villagers heard her cries. Confusion arose. Some started panicking, some ignored the call, but a small group rushed towards the farmer's house. The ones who decided to help arrived only to find the house intact, with the delicious smell of food wafting in the air. Despite their initial confusion, they were welcomed warmly by the daughter. "Please come in," she said. "You are the ones we want at our banquet." Inside, they found the farmer, stunned by the unfolding events. His daughter explained her plan and he nodded, realizing the truth in what she had done. The banquet was a merry event, filled with laughter, stories, and shared meals. The unexpected guests enjoyed themselves and shared their joy with the generous farmer and his wise daughter. As the feast came to an end, the farmer thanked his guests for their support. He was glad to see that even in difficult times, there were people who would come forward to help. His daughter, having taught a valuable lesson to her father, smiled at him and said, "These are the people who deserve our generosity, father, not those who only care for our feasts." The farmer, deeply moved by his daughter's wisdom, nodded in agreement. From that day on, he pledged to be mindful of who he shared his generosity with. The villagers who had ignored the call for help were taken aback by what had transpired. They regretted their indifference and resolved to be more responsive in the future. The story of the farmer and his daughter spread around the village, teaching everyone a valuable lesson about true friendship and the real worth of a person's generosity. Their act of generosity was also a test for the villagers. It forced them to introspect, reconsider their values, and the way they treated each other. Remember, true friends help in need, not just in celebrations.